Next tonight, this week marks the beginning of the next round of Brexit negotiations, where leaders will focus on the transition period out of the European Union. Prime Minister Theresa May will be meeting with leaders to negotiate Britain's customs policy with the EU. The Prime Minister said this morning, "We will not be remaining in the current customs union." Well, to talk a little bit more about this, I'm now joined by Ian Reeves from the University of Kent. So Ian, first of all, why is this such an important issue for Brexiteers and Remainers, the customs union?
It sort of boils down to the essence of what leaving the EU is all about. And, you know, one of the key elements of it is the movement of stuff and people across what will become the border between us and the rest of the EU. And, you know, it's particularly important for Kent because you only have to mention the words operation to stack to anybody in this county to send them, you know, screaming into a darkened room. The hardline Brexiteers want this to be very clear that we're not going to be part of any customs union, which then frees us up to be able to make deals with other countries around the world in trade and the rest of it. The Remainers are saying, well, hold on a minute, you know, let's take a softer approach, and the tension between those two groups sort of essentially defines Theresa May's current position.
And going through the various different negotiations, we're told each time this is the most crucial bit of the negotiation. We've been told it again. Is that really the case? How key is this point?
It's a very key point. It is so fundamental to that relationship. And you know, you think about the volumes of traffic that are involved. Honda, one company, sends 350 trucks across the Dover border to keep its Swindon factory going, to keep one of its, one manufacturing output going, and they're very concerned. That's a big national, multinational organisation, are very concerned about what, they imagine a scenario in which these trucks are being held up at the border because there's customs paperwork to be done. It's not a frictionless situation such as we have at the moment. For them, that could mean in the long term they will look again at whether that's a sustainable part of their business. And if they're starting to look elsewhere, then that's a problem for us. There'll be jobs going. So it's not insignificant, this issue.
And in terms of Theresa May's position as Prime Minister, again, for months we've heard that she's hanging on by a thread. Again, there's more talk about more Tories going up against her. What is her position at the moment?
Well, her position is as it has always been. She's having to tiptoe backwards and forwards to try to balance those two factions of the party, and this is why we're in this situation in the first place. David Cameron had that problem. That's why he called a referendum. Backfired on him horribly. She's attempting to steer us through the upshot of all that. It's going to be tough for her.
Ian, thank you very much indeed.